Hi, I'm Jenny from letstalkmommy.com, and I'm here on Mom Talk TV to share with you my New Year's Eve hamper for those that like to stay in. Now for me, I am not one to like to go out into the big crowds, fight the weather, because let's be honest, it's probably always raining and freezing on New Year's Eve. And I just like to stay in after all of the Christmas Eve festivities, the Christmas Day, my birthday's on Boxing Day. So for me, by New Year's, I'm just done with all the celebrating and really want my PJs on, put my slippers on, and stay in with Mr. P and just veg out, really. Every year, the week before New Year's, I get together a beautiful New Year's hamper. Now, I put in my hamper all the things that I think would make a cozy night in. And to me, that's the best New Year's I can have. So let me show you my New Year's Eve hamper. Now, first we start off with putting the kids to bed, and Mr. P and I have a lovely dinner together. So for dinner, I don't cook on New Year's Eve. I've been cooking all Christmas, so why would I get my handy dandy hands in the kitchen when I can eat the chicken chorizo, paella. And paella is one of mine and Mr. P's favorites. So we pop it in, cook it, and have a nice romantic little dinner together, just the two of us while the kids are asleep. So that's a definite must in the hamper. You gotta start with dinner. And of course, after dinner, what would be celebration without a little raspberry lemon tart? Again, I don't cook on New Year's Eve, so it's all about treating myself to some goodies. Now for me, I think Pinot Grigio goes the best with paella. So you always have to have a chilled bottle of wine when you're having a romantic evening dinner with the mister. And that's how we start our evening off, with a nice romantic dinner to start. And then the fun begins. We like to get a cheesy love movie, and what's a movie without some yummy, yummy sweet popcorn? My favorite popcorn of all times. So that's how we get the party started, with a movie and popcorn. And of course, when the movie's over, you still got a long night ahead of you before midnight. So I get a book. I haven't read this one. A friend gave it to me, said it was really good. So I get a book out. Mr. P usually gets online on his iPad. So that's why he didn't have a book in here. And if we don't feel like reading and we want to get fun, Mr. P and I love games. So we love a good dice game. This one's really awesome because there's like 101 different ways to play dice in this little box. So it's a handy, handy, fun game to have for an evening in. Another one now is perfect for every New Year's, and it's kind of a tradition. You gotta play saucy charades. And it says 3 or more people, but Mr. P and I have a good go at just doing two people saucy charades. You gotta keep that evening interesting and keep that energy up. Now, it's only fair to have some goodies when a night in. You gotta veg out, and my favorite at the moment is Toblerone. So I got this big one to celebrate with some nice Prosecco when the midnight comes and chimes in. So we'll break open some chocolate and some bubbly and really count down to that midnight mark. But until then, I've got some good magazines, Golf for the Hubsters, Hot Country Home for me, for my love of home decor, and of course In Style. Every woman loves a good fashion magazine. And that's how we go through all our festivities of the evening of staying in. We've got our pajamas on, we've got our slippers on, our magazines, our books. We had a lovely meal that I didn't have to cook, and I really don't have to clean up because they're already in the dishes that they need to be cooked in. And we pop our bubbly and break open that chocolate, and we really just veg out together. And that to me is like the best New Year's in you can have. So if you're planning on staying in for New Year's, get your New Year's Eve hamper all ready for you, and you can be joining in the new year like us. Thanks, and Happy New Year!